Tonight, severe weather has once again left its mark on Alabama, and the scale of impact is already becoming unmistakable. A low-level system rolled in overnight, swept through central and northern counties, and brought with it destructive wind gusts, downed trees, widespread power outages, and disrupted lives across the state. Officials and first responders are active. Roads are blocked. Crews are working around the clock, and for many families, the restoration of their everyday routine has been put on pause. In the early pre-dawn hours, the National Weather Service in Birmingham issued severe thunderstorm warnings as a fast-moving line of storms carved a path of destruction. One of the hardest hit Tonight, severe weather has once again left its mark on Alabama, and the scale of impact is already becoming unmistakable. A volatile system rolled in overnight, swept through central and northern counties, and brought with it destructive wind gusts, downed trees, widespread power outages, and disrupted lives across the state. Officials and first responders are active, roads are blocked, crews are working around the clock, and for many families, the restoration of their everyday routine has been put on pause. In the early pre-dawn hours, the National Weather Service in Birmingham issued severe thunderstorm warnings as a fast-moving line of storms carved a path of destruction. One of the hardest-hit counties, Jefferson County. There, in towns like Fultondale, Ensley, and Mount Olive, emergency teams reported more than 15 trees down on houses and power lines. Roofs were partially collapsed, cars trapped by fallen limbs, entire streets left dark as transformers blew and transmission lines snapped. At one scene on Pebble Lane, a roof collapsed and trapped residents. Thankfully, no fatalities have been confirmed so far, but the message is clear: this storm was no ordinary squall. In total, more than 50,000 utility customers are without power across the state, nearly 33,000 of them just in Jefferson County alone. It's the kind of mass outage that throws a community into disarray. No lights, no internet, no refrigeration, and colder nights ahead if electricity remains offline. In neighboring Walker County, transformers exploded, trees were toppled across highways, and county crews continue to work tirelessly to clear routes. Local fire departments and road crews are pulling long shifts, but the workload is massive. What made this storm so dangerous? Meteorologists point to a convergence of factors: an intense cold front cutting across the state early Tuesday, warm, moist air from the Gulf feeding the instability, and a fast-moving line of storms capable of producing gusts well above 60 to 70 miles per hour. In some areas, wind-driven damage resembled that of tornado or near-tornado events. Though tornadoes aren't confirmed yet, officials caution that structural damage from straight-line winds can be just as severe and just as unpredictable for homeowners. Roadways have become dangerous. Stretches of Interstate 65, US 280, and other major arteries are littered with debris. One lane in Fultondale on Sayers Road is closed after a massive oak tree crushed a vehicle and pulled down power wires. Drivers are being urged to treat all stations of downed wires as live, to stay alert for additional storms, and to drive only if absolutely essential. Rescue operations are underway for those trapped under debris, though difficult conditions and continuing storms are slowing things. In Mount Olive and Center Point, fire departments responded to calls of trees through roofs, mobile homes destroyed, and elderly residents sheltering in emergency centers. Officials are urging the public: if your home is damaged, don't return until assessed. Beware of gas leaks, exposed wiring, and structural instability. The simple phrase, "take shelter, not a chance," is being repeated at every briefing. Authorities have declared a first warning impact day for the region, a designation used when life-altering weather threats are considered imminent. With Thanksgiving travel just days away, the timing couldn't be worse. Travelers heading through Alabama should expect delays, hazards, and regions where service is limited. Airlines, bus lines, and freight operations alike will all be monitoring conditions closely as cleanup efforts continue.
And the human story is emerging. In neighborhoods across the state, we're hearing from residents who hours ago were preparing for a routine day and now are facing the unknown. I woke up to the sound of massive cracking, snapping trees and the house shaking, said one homeowner in Ensley, recounting how his vehicle was crushed and power suddenly vanished. Volunteers are already organizing supply drives, bottled water, power banks, blankets, because when infrastructure fails, neighbors become first responders. Now, as daylight breaks, the scope of damage is still being assessed. One immediate question: how long will power be out? With fallen transmission lines and toppled utility poles, repairs could stretch into days or even a week. Another concern, with the ground soaked and trees saturated, secondary problems like flooding, landslides, and root failures are likely. Officials mourn, just because the high winds have passed doesn't mean the threat has ended. If you are in or near the affected counties, listen carefully. Pay attention to updates from local authorities. Avoid downed trees, stay away from damaged structures, and postpone travel if you can. Take pictures of your damage for insurance. Use flashlights, never candles. And if you see electrical wires on the ground, assume they're live. It's your safety and your neighbor's safety that counts now. We will continue to bring thorough, accurate coverage of this developing story, including live updates on power restoration, road reopenings, and how communities are mobilizing to rebuild. For now, stay safe, stay alert, and stay connected. You've seen what nature can do. Today, it's about how we respond. Thank you for watching. If you found this coverage helpful, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your own storm experience in the comments below. We'll be here around the clock with updated footage, community stories, and expert advice, because when storms hit, every second counts.